So, we went back and deliberated for a while. And before we went back, the prosecutor told us that this kid, this 22-year-old, had been convicted of a robbery. I think it was 6 years ago. So this was not his first violent offense. Anyway, we wanted to find out whether it was armed robbery or what the circumstances of that were, and they weren't allowed to tell us. All we knew was that he had been convicted of a robbery. So, we had to decide based on that. A lot of the jurors felt that since this guy was real young, this was his second strike. We were going to give him a second chance, although he was going to have some serious prison time. And I was the one that was kind of holding out. First I went for 7 years, and then I came down to 6, and a lot of people were still on 5. And in the end, we came to a compromise and decided the penalty would be 5 years and 6 months. One thing I should also note, in Virginia there is no parole. So if you are sentenced to 5 years and 6 months in prison, you will serve 5 years and 6 months in prison. So the sentence was 5 years and 6 months. When you're 22 years old, 5 years and 6 months is a long damn time. I took this duty with the utmost seriousness. It's one thing to watch court TV or 48 Hours or Dateline all the time and think about what you would do if you were on a jury deciding the fate of someone's life. And it's something else entirely to be one of the people that's sitting there with someone's future in your hands. So, yeah, it was a powerful thing, and it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was really hard. It was hard for me to convict this kid, and it was hard for me to send him to prison, but I did it because he deserved it. What we found out after the sentence was handed down was that, in fact, the robbery had been an armed robbery. When this kid was 16, he and another fella had held up a cab driver with a gun. And a lot of the jurors felt, after hearing that we should have given him more time. Actually, what we found out was he had a 6-year, 11-month sentence for that crime, and it had been suspended. So in August, there's going to be another hearing, and the judge can reinstate some or all of that. So he could get more time tacked on to the 5.5 years that we already gave him. So, after the trial, the judge, the clerk, the prosecutor, and the defense, after the defendant was led away, they all sat there and talked with us and answered all our questions and told us everything that had been going on while we were in deliberations. And apparently, they were trying to get the guy to cut a deal, and then the maximum would have been 5 years. Cut a deal and plead guilty, but he wanted to roll the dice and thought maybe that we wouldn't convict him and he'd get off. He was wrong, and he still got about what he would have got had he taken the deal. So I suppose it was just. I think in this case the jury system worked. I think in this case the jury sentencing system worked. It was a powerful experience. It was definitely powerful. put this kid in prison. And I did what I felt was the best justice for the victim and the best justice for the defendant. So maybe this kid will get out in 5.5 years or 6 years or whatever he's going to get, and straighten out, but I don't know. It's a strange thing. The different paths that people's lives can take. One really powerful thing, I think, was when this guy was on trial, he had no family in that courtroom at all. When he was sentenced, and when he was convicted, that courtroom was empty. There's no parents, no brothers, no sisters, no nothing. He's alone. This kid is absolutely alone. And now he's going to be alone in prison. I think he's involved in a gang. We believe that this was some kind of gang thing. So I think maybe the gang is his family. But it's sad. I mean, that's all he's got. So it just goes to show you. It made me think of The Lord of the Flies. You know how when little boys grow up, they don't have a mentor? It doesn't have to be a male mentor, but a father figure. In any, that could be a woman, but I'll just say a father figure. When boys grow up, if they don't get that, what you get is Lord of the Flies. Ruled by the mob. And that's certainly what happened in that bar that one night when this kid blew away 5.5 years of his life in 60 seconds. He blew it. Just like that. Just gone. So, well, I just kind of wanted to express my feelings on serving on a jury and convicting someone and sending them to prison. Anyway, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later.